Hi, my name is Richardson. Thank you for taking this opportunity to have a quick look at this video. I'm going to use it to tell you a bit more about who I am, what I do, who I work with, and see if maybe there's a fit for you in there that maybe I can help you with something that you've got going on in your life. My background's in personal training. I came out of university in 1994, having done sports science there, and all that time I've worked one-on-one with people. Now, I still do some personal training with people, so I help people get fitter, I help people lose weight, I help people develop a bit of flexibility and perk up their energy levels a bit just through using simple exercise and a little bit of nutritional guidance and lifestyle guidance and things like that. But that's kind of the doorway into a lot of the other stuff that I do, which is probably a bit more impactful, and I guess more the reason that I'm talking to you now through this, or I hope it's the reason that you're interested in checking out my website. A lot of what I do now is some more severe problem solving. So people that have got things like bad backs, a lot of musculoskeletal problems, bad shoulders, knees, that kind of thing, I'm really useful at rehabbing. I make a lot of difference to people with that sort of stuff. And I really enjoy that kind of work because it makes a really big difference to somebody when they're spending 23 hours a day experiencing pain, and we can get rid of that. That's a really powerful thing for me. I get an awful lot out of that, as I know my clients do too. In addition to that, I go a bit further, a bit more into the lifestyle factors and maybe into some of the metabolic issues that people might have. So things like being tired all the time, waking up in the morning and not feeling very refreshed. That's kind of the early stages of it. It can lead up to things like chronic fatigue and ME. I also work with people who've got some autoimmune conditions, maybe MS or rheumatoid arthritis, skin conditions, things like that. And what I tend to find is when people have had some kind of problem going on for a while, a lot of the other problems come to it. It's almost magnetic from one issue to another. And we take a very holistic approach. So we'll look at diet, we'll look at hydration levels, we'll look at sleep patterns, we'll look at all sorts of things that come into this, and put together a treatment plan, put together something that works with you as an individual. Because how you relate to your diet, how you relate to your hydration, how you relate to your body, how you relate to your life is completely different to how my next client will do so. So it has to be unique and it has to be individual. To me, that's the personal in personal training. So that's kind of what I do. It's a total rebuild kind of package. I have an awful lot of experience in exercise, I have an awful lot of experience and qualifications in rehabilitation, I have an awful lot of experience in lifestyle factors like diet and nutrition, stress levels in the body. We can even do some lab work to find out exactly what's going in the body, so we can get quite a detailed investigation going there. And I've also just recently completed my first year of psychotherapy training. Because often when a lot of these problems crop up, there's a psychological aspect to it. It's not a lot of fun to be in chronic back pain the entire time. It's not a lot of fun that when your kids come and talk to you, there's that nagging shoulder pain or irritable bowel syndrome going on in the back of your mind, and it's easy to lose a bit of presence. It's easy to get some confusion on that. And what I found is, quite quickly when I talk to my clients, that psychological component to it, that comes out pretty clearly. And I'm really pleased to be able to say that a year's worth of counselling training and a year's worth of psychotherapy training have really helped me to provide a good ear and a good way of communicating and connecting to my clients on that level, which has made a really big difference. It's made a big difference to me to do that training as well, and I'm really excited about that whole side of things, that whole aspect of things. What do I charge? I'm £45 for a one-off session. I do a block of 10 sessions for £400, so there's a bit more than a 10% discount there. How often do my clients see me? Anywhere between twice a month and twice a week is the norm, and at that kind of frequency and that kind of consistency, you're probably going to get really good bang for your buck. You're probably going to get some really good returns from that. Twice a week is obviously a lot more expensive than twice a month, but it's a process of change. And you know, whilst we're not looking for perfect consistency and perfect adherence, because we all have holidays and we all have stressful times in our lives and we all have high demands from work and family and the rest of it, that notion of consistency I think is pretty important, and to undergo a consistent program of change makes a really big difference. I'm based overlooking Queen's Gardens in Hull. I was parking outside on the street There's a lift up to my studio. It's a one-on-one studio, so there's just you and me in there. I've got a nice big comfortable sofa, which I'm sure you'll see in some of the other videos. So there's a lot of sitting and talking. It's a fully equipped gym, so there's also a lot of exercise if that's what's appropriate and that's what you want to do. And it's just a really great place where you can come and spend some time on yourself, dealing with whatever kind of issue you've got in your life, be it a little one, like I want to lose 5 pounds before I go away on holiday, or if it's a real big one, like I've had chronic fatigue syndrome and irritable bowel syndrome, and 7 other issues that I'm waiting for spinal surgery. Can you help me out, John? The answer is yes, I can. At either end of the spectrum, what I really enjoy doing is working with people, having a lot of fun with them, helping them learn more about their bodies and their lives, and learning about mine in the process. I don't propose to do this from a position of I know everything and I'm great. I propose to do this from a position of let's come together and see what we can get our heads around, and let's see what we can develop between the two of us. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, my contact details are on the website. I'd really like to hear from you. You're more than welcome to come along and have an hour of my time, and we'll have a chat. I think that hour is pretty important because that lets us know whether we're going to get on with each other, which I think is pretty important in this kind of process. And give me a call if that's what sounds of interest to you. So I hope I hear from you soon. Thank you for your time.